the Met Gala, fashion's biggest night. If you're like me, I know you're excited for it every year. So after last year's Met Gala, I was a little bit disappointed in some of the looks I saw. So I was like, you know what? Instead of judging, let me make a Met Gala outfit for next year's Met Gala, meaning 2023. So I waited until the theme was announced, which was a line of beauty. If we're being honest, I was looking more at Carl's past works with Chanel, not really any other brand. I didn't understand the theme, if I'm being honest. Not that I didn't understand it, I didn't even listen to it because it's more about his drawings and how like lines and stuff were important. I don't even know, if I'm being honest. I still don't even know what the theme was really. I took it as I'm just gonna recreate something inspired by his work with Chanel, because to be honest, 90s Chanel was giving. So I really liked the idea of the mini skirt with the crop top, but I didn't want to have a mini skirt because I didn't feel like it was like Met Gala enough. So I decided to make a mermaid skirt so that I could still have the crop top and skirt effect, but more like a gala type outfit. I wanted it to be a bit dramatic. So I knew that it was going to be all black. That was definitely the goal because, you know, my inspo pics, as I showed before, were like basically just the all black Chanel type looks. I for sure wanted gloves because that was something that I saw a lot in some of the runway looks. And for the hair, of course, I wanted something very African, as you'll see later on in the video. I got most of my supplies from AliExpress. I waited too long to buy this stuff, which was my downfall. So after that, we took a trip to my fabric area in town. I was just kind of looking for latex type fabrics, but I didn't find any. That's why I had to end up ordering. This store was a bust. I did not find what I was looking for. They did have velvet, but it was very basic. As you can see, the quality was like meh. So I waited and we went over to another shop that had what I was looking for. This was the shop. I got like 5 meters. I'm not sure. I don't know how many meters I got. So yeah, this was the velvet that I got, which was a bit better. A few weeks went by and then it was time to get the crafts I needed to do the accessories. So this is my little secret. If you guys know about it, it's Crafter's Corner or Beads and Yarn, whatever. It's so, oh, I love this little place. It's just a special little nook where you can get all your crafting supplies. I really wanted thin wire for the headpiece, but I did not find it. I did come here for some clasps and hooks, whatever you call them, for necklaces. And I ended up finding them. I found big ones, which I needed because my chains were big. But yeah, this place is really, really nice. There's so much yarn. There's my sister. They have a whole knitting, crocheting section or whatever. Okay, guys, so I finally have all my things in. If I even explain to you what happened with my packages, okay, honestly, it was my fault. I should have ordered my things early, but I ordered from AliExpress on the 1st of March. And some of them said that they had arrived on the 18th, but then April came and nothing. And I'm here panicking. I almost didn't do this project because I didn't have the chains, which were the most important part. But lo and behold, on Monday, what's today? Today is the 27th. On Monday, my last 2 packages came in, which were the most important packages to me, which are the latex, fake latex material, and the chains. So let me just show you everything that I have for this project so you know what we're working with. Okay, let's start rapid fire. So this is stuff I got last week. I went to Kamwala the week before last, I think. I got all of this braiding here. It was 6 kwacha and I spent 48 kwacha on I don't know how many packets of hair. So that is for the hair piece. I got this today. This is for the hair as well, so I can make the braids twisty and bendy and whatnot. Finally, this was the most important package. Chains. But I thought that I got more chains than I did, but it's fine because Mr. Price had these belts on sale. They were 70, which is a bit expensive, but it's fine. So I got 2 of them just to make the look, something. Okay, so this is probably my favorite thing. This is it's not even real latex. It's fake latex. I think it's vinyl or something. It is actually really good quality. It smells heat like fish. It smells real bad, but look, do you see that? So this is gonna be for the gloves and for the top of the dress. I got this weeks ago. which is the main fabric. It is velvet. So you see, I wanted like the contrast. I didn't want it to be all one type of material and one type of black. So this is shiny black, and this is more of a mattish shiny. You see, like, do you see the way they go together? Perfect. What else did I get? So here I have some pearls, because of course it's not Chanel without pearls. So I got these pearls as well. Those came in a little bit earlier. I did take a trip to my local craft shop yesterday to get like the last little pieces. So I got these clasps. They're bigger ones, gold, so that I can make the belts out of the chains. I needed that so bad. I got these when I got the hair a couple weeks ago. They're very Chanel. I don't know, I dropped. But I'm thinking maybe I put a pearl in the middle because I love that like pearl Chanel earring. So we'll see how everything goes. Obviously, I'm going to document it. But that is basically everything that I need to complete this look. Shoes are not important because the dress is going to have a long train. There's no reason I'm taking pictures. I'm just going to wear these white platform like Valentino dupe shoes so that I can have height. That's it. And now the fun part begins, or the part that I was dreading the most. Guys, if we're being real, it looks like I'm making a pattern here. I'm really not. I ended up just using a mini skirt I had, and I traced over that and just added some length. So I basically measured from my waist down to my knees because that's how far I wanted it to go. And then I just added that and made it long, basically. Yeah, I was just trying to make this process as easy as possible. Would it have been easier if I took the time to make the pattern? Maybe, but your girl was on a crunch. And if I'm being honest, making patterns is really hard for me because of math. Maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know. But I don't know. It's just so hard to make patterns. I ended up messing this up because I did not make a seam allowance. I did not give this pattern a seam allowance. So this what I'm cutting right now is a bust. I had to cut a new piece. So don't worry. I went in again and I cut a new piece and I gave it seam allowance. So this is me just cutting the pattern out with a special guest. He was helping me. I pinned it together, and that's basically the first piece of the skirt done. So this goes from my waist all the way down to my knees, and this is what it looked like. Obviously, the back was very frumpy because, you know, I'm not a professional, guys. Maybe if I added darts, it would have been better, but I was not interested in that. I just pinned some of the extra fabric just to see what the circle skirt would look like on the bottom, just to get an idea. So these are some of the pearls that I got from AliExpress. I'm just making a little choker here. I had a little system with like a bigger bead and a smaller bead. And then here I'm just making the necklaces out of the chains that I got. It was super easy. All I needed to do was add a little hook and a clasp so that I could easily put my necklaces on and off. It was very, very quick. Then the hair. So this hair was the one I got in town. I'm just braiding different lengths. I ended up actually braiding a thick wire into some of the braids so that I could give it like, what's the word? To make it like flexible and but also kind of sturdy. So some of them were just plain braids and some of them had wire in them. This part was really fun, actually. I enjoyed it. When I tell you stupidity is a person, it's me. This is me making gloves, as you can see. I traced around my hand, which was so stupid. I should have just followed a glove pattern, but no, I wanted to make things easy, but it actually ended up being more difficult. Like, look at that shit. You guys do know how I suffered with these gloves. This is the first glove that I made. It's giving extraterrestrial. It did not fit. I had to push that to the side because I couldn't even deal. So this is actually an old Shein dress that I had, and I cut it off, and that was going to be the top. I had no time to make the top, so I was like, you know what? Let me make my life easy and just use this dress I already have, and actually ended up really liking it. As you can see, like, look at how cute that is. So initially the straps were not pinched, like you can see the difference. I pinched one side to see how it looked, and I ended up really liking it. So I sewed that little top there to make it like, you know, kind of pinched by the boob area. And then I'm just fixing some of the little holes in the top. So because the gloves were a bust, I ended up cutting off the hand and then just sewing the like length of the arm down. And then with the remaining fabric from my Shein dress, I cut out little hands. That fabric was stretchier, so it was easier for me to kind of manipulate my hand into going inside. So I had to do the classic Chanel. What is this even? The black thread going through the chain. I needed to at least do one of these. as my necklace, and I really, really liked it. For hair, I knew I had to give a dash of African. So I think this was the most fun I had doing this project. I took a little plastic container to use as like a structured where my hair would go inside when I was wearing the headpiece. So this is me just kind of playing around, seeing what I like, just trying to figure out how I wanted to lay the hair and make sure that I covered all of the plastic. I got my trusty glue gun and I just went to town. Like there wasn't really any like pattern I was following. I was kind of just doing what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to give it some different twisty and turnies and whatever you call it. But yeah, this part was just, I think, super, super fun for me. And it took surprisingly less time than I thought. I think this took me like maybe an hour to get it all done completely. So this is the hair finally coming together. I was really, really happy with how it came out. I thought it was really, really close to the reference picture, and it was just a 10 out of 10 for me. Now, the circle skirt, or like the train or the bottom of the mermaid skirt, I don't know what you even call it. Guys, when I tell you I just made this shit up, I didn't follow any pattern. I just did me, which was very stupid. But honestly, I got the job done. Oh my god, look at how cute that baby is. I ended up actually cutting more than what the pattern was because I thought it was too short. Yeah, and then I'm just pinning the two pieces together. As you can see, there's something is very off there, but it's okay because I knew I was only gonna wear this for pictures, so it wasn't a really big deal to me that it wasn't perfect. This was what it looked like with the part attached. I didn't like how like wide the part was by the knee, so I actually ended up taking it in and making it tighter. So now for the makeup. We were going full 90s. This was the inspo look. I knew the brows had to be thin. So I blocked my brows with some glue and I went to town drawing them thin ass 90s eyebrows. This was actually really fun too because I love, love, love blocking off the ends of my eyebrows and changing the shape. I would shave them off, but I'm too scared. Um, Concealer is your best friend too. I was just trying to get them as thin as possible without making them look, kind of cakey. We're going to be using this taupe palette to give that very cool tone 90s look. I went in with a darker shade just to deepen that up in the crease. And then, of course, I went in with a lighter shade in on the center of the eyelids to give it that like open, what I don't even know what you can call it. Some little moles to match that 90s mole vibe. Cindy Crawford, the vibes. And I put my hair up in a bun. So those are the earrings that I made. I just added a little, what do you call it, to the center of the earring, like I said before. This was me putting on the headpiece, guys. Oh, this headpiece was everything and more. I think this is the best part of the entire look. I just love the way it came out. Like, what? I didn't pin it down because I couldn't really because of the plastic container, but it was okay. This is my photographer, my sister. She helped me. Mind you, this is at like 10 at night when we're doing this photo shoot. So we set up in the backyard, and this is what it looked like. It was a little bit overexposed, which was kind of annoying. So I had to do a lot of editing on the pictures. They didn't really come out as great as I wanted them to, but it's okay. You know what I mean? It was still fun project to do. So these were the final pictures. I think this is my favorite picture out of all of them that we took. It just came out the nicest and the clearest. These are some of my fave full body pictures. These were really fun. I just thought we really nailed the like 90s type pictures, like with the makeup and the way the lighting was. And yeah, that was the end.